So the residents of South Park, they are not slowing down in their satirical takedown of the Trump administration.
The president. The townspeople claim that the president, who is a great man.
A great man.
Great guy. We know he's probably watching. And we are just reporting on this town in Colorado that's being sued by the president, and they are fighting back.
And just to be clear, we don't agree with...
Breaking news, the new head of Paramount telling CNN he is standing by South Park after another utterly scathing episode about the Trump administration.
South Park has officially gone nuclear, turning the political world into its personal dumpster fire. The latest episodes don't just mock politicians, they obliterate them. So if you thought the show was ruthless before, buckle up, because this ride is about to get hilariously brutal.
Okay, South Park is taking no prisoners in its new season, and despite backlash from Trump administration officials, they are unfazed.
And this, my friends, is just the beginning. South Park doesn't tiptoe around any of this. Season 27 kicks down the door of the political landscape, throws in a grenade, and just watches the world burn. The target? Everyone. From Donald Trump's fragile ego to the infamous Kristi Noem dog scandal, from Silicon Valley billionaires to self-proclaimed patriot podcasters, no one is off limits.
What is his fantasy, boss? Hey, will you get out of here?
I'm Kristi Noem, head of Homeland Security.
Hey, say again. Meet the new face of Homeland Security.
Whoa! Oh my God! I just want to go. This place is gross.
Would you like me to apply the baby oil to Satan's boss?
It's not just a funny jab here and there. South Park doesn't do soft criticism. They're out for blood. And they've got a clear target in mind: power. If you hold any kind of influence or control, you're about to get roasted, mocked, and shredded on national television. And guess who's the first in the firing line? None other than former President Donald Trump. Remember when Trump used to be the man? Well, South Park takes his ego, makes it even bigger than it already is, and then proceeds to make it look like an absolute joke.
South Park, which has proven quite powerful at going against Donald Trump and criticizing how its own parent company has undercut the journalism of 60 Minutes and other entities. Clearly, South Park says they're not watering anything down, and they have an episode getting a lot of attention.
Imagine this: Trump is pacing around the White House, moaning about the size of his own portrait. It's not big enough for his taste. Seriously? What happened to leading the free world? Instead, we've got a man-child whining over paintings. And that's not even the worst part. Trump's portrayed as this insecure, power-hungry caricature who's just obsessed with his image. South Park takes his every move, exaggerates it to absurd levels, and then turns it into a public humiliation tour. It's not just a visual gag, it's a sharp critique of how dangerous insecurity can be when it's held by those in power.
Hey, what the fuck is this, better?
This is the painting you asked for, sir.
Why is my dick so small?
But
That's the size it is in the photo.
Get this guy out of here! I'm gonna sue you! I'm gonna sue both of you!
But we're not done. If you thought South Park was done humiliating powerful figures, think again. Enter Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. If you thought the dog-killing scandal was just going to fade away, South Park had other plans. They grab it, exaggerate it to cartoonish extremes, and make sure every viewer knows about it. This is South Park we're talking about. They drag that scandal straight into the spotlight, unmask her ridiculous behavior, and bury her reputation under layers of savage humor. From Botox jokes to absurd monologues, they leave no stone unturned.
They actually released this bonus clip on Twitter last night, poking fun at DHS Secretary Kristi Noem's past puppy-killing scandal.
Kristi Noem's scandal isn't the only thing getting roasted in the episode. From Botox jabs to utterly ridiculous moments, South Park ensures that the audience is cringing just as much as they're laughing. And it doesn't stop there. The writers of South Park know exactly how to pick their targets, and this time, they've turned their attention to the absurdity of power and how it's often held by people who simply don't deserve it.
the thing that actually gets under their skin is being laughed at. And I think what you're seeing with this administration, sort of top to bottom, is the thing that they are having the hardest time facing criticism-wise is being laughed at. And that's why Trump is going after Colbert. That's why ICE and Kristi Noem and South Park seems like such a sort of high-stakes feud.
Enter the self-styled patriot podcasters. These guys who make a living by shouting about masculinity, freedom, and real Americans are next on the chopping block. These guys are the perfect target for South Park's savage wit. They sell overpriced protein powder, hoodies, and lecture people about patriotism while living in their own little bubbles. You know, the kind of people who are always screaming about the real America, while never actually contributing anything of value to it. South Park doesn't just make fun of them, they rip apart their entire business model. Outrage culture, packaged and sold for profit, is destroyed in mere seconds.
What he's saying about Jews is out of control.
Bro, you just gotta ignore him.
Bro, it's pretty hard to ignore him when he's saying it all on a podcast.
Hey guys, who are you talking about?
Clyde!
Clyde?
Hey, here he comes!
Whatever guys, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
You don't know a thing about the Jewish people.
Yeah, and shut up about girls' bodies.
Well, that sounds like a very female and Jew thing to say. If you guys don't like it, why don't you come debate?
And just when you think things couldn't get any more savage, they bring in the Silicon Valley tech billionaires. Mark Zuckerberg, Tim Cook, and other titans of tech are all painted as desperate sycophants, bending over backward to stay on Trump's good side. And why? Because it's all about keeping their empires intact. They flatter Trump endlessly, assuring him that his manhood is just fine, thank you very much. South Park exposes how these tech moguls aren't the visionaries they claim to be. They're just power-hungry survivors, playing both sides to keep their grip on influence.
Hey, Satan! Look at what some tech CEO gave me. I was thinking maybe we could try to shove it up.
These billionaires are shown desperately groveling for Trump's approval, all while continuing to push their tech empires forward. The gag here is that they are so afraid of losing their influence that they'll say and do anything to stay on Trump's good side. They shower him with gifts, flatter his ego, and assure him that everything is just fine. South Park does what it does best, exposing the ugly truth about people who hold all the power and how underneath it all, they're just as insecure as the rest of us.
Mr. President, your ideas for the tech industry are so innovative, and you definitely do not have a small penis.
Ah, thanks, yeah.
Please accept this gift on behalf of Apple.
Next, Mr. President, your idea is incredible. You do not have small penis.
Then, just when you think South Park has made its point, it hits you with a cultural bombshell. Cartman, the king of political incorrectness, declares, "Woke is dead."
Combine all these innovative thoughts we've been discussing into a polished business outline?
Yep, generate that and we'll get right back to you.
And just when you think they're finally backing down from the canceled culture discourse, they pull a 180. PC Principle, the embodiment of woke culture, is suddenly pushing Christianity into public schools. You can't make this up. It's a deliberate commentary on how the cultural pendulum swings so hard it hits everyone in the face. South Park is sending a clear message no matter how far to one extreme you go, eventually it'll come back around and make everyone look ridiculous.
And now, watch as Flash Donovan totally destroy these woke liberal students.
But something is male or it is female. Both sides in scripture agree to that, and that's just the truth. Next.
Another woke student totally
And that's what makes this so brilliant. No matter which side of the political spectrum you're on, South Park reminds us all that cultural extremes, whether they're progressive or conservative, are equally absurd when pushed to their limits. The pendulum always swings back, and when it does, it's guaranteed to make everyone look ridiculous. This is satire at its finest, and South Park has mastered the art of making the unthinkable seem inevitable.
South Park, which has not let up on its brutal criticism of Trump week after week, is the #1 streamed show in the United States right now. The #1 streamed show. So people are watching this. And that is something the White House, which tried to dismiss the show as irrelevant and saying no one watched it, which of course is factually inaccurate, they don't want to hear it.
But what makes this season really hit hard? The fact that South Park isn't just creating chaos for the sake of it. This is calculated chaos. Every gag, every controversy, every joke is engineered to spark outrage, ignite debates, and dominate headlines. This isn't random madness, it's controlled demolition. They're not just trying to make you laugh. They want to make you think. They want to force you to confront the ridiculousness of the world around you. And no one is safe. Not politicians, not billionaires, not tech giants, and certainly not anyone with too much power.
Is that Paramount just cut a $1.5 billion deal with Trey Parker and Matt Stone to get 50 new episodes of South Park and the rights to stream all the old episodes on Paramount Plus. It's going on for 27 seasons, a huge property. Paramount owns CBS, which recently settled a lawsuit with Donald Trump, who alleged that 60 Minutes deceptively edited an interview with Donald Trump, and that somehow harmed his campaign. It was obviously an absurd lawsuit, but CBS agreed to pay Trump $60.
And here's the kicker. Season 27 isn't just about political humor. It's a cultural statement. Matt Stone and Trey Parker are telling everyone loud and clear that they're not backing down. They've already cashed their $1.5 billion check from Paramount, and they're still lighting it on fire, sending a clear message that no amount of money is going to buy their silence. This season is a declaration of war on anyone who thinks they're untouchable. They've thrown the gauntlet down, and it's up to us to pick it up. When some can't take criticism, others handled it differently.
Kind of have two, because J.D. Vance did what I thought was the right kind of response. He was like, I finally made it. We're cool, we can handle it. And then at some point, Trump is like, I will burn this building to the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Also, South Park, I think, has been tweeting pretty aggressively. ICE tweeted a photo of one of the images of the ICE raid in South Park. And they tweeted join.ice.gov, and South Park quote tweeted it saying, wait, so we are relevant? Hashtag eat a bag of dicks.
So, what's next? Well, South Park isn't done yet. Matt and Trey are already teasing more controversy, more chaos, and more cultural explosions at their upcoming Comic-Con panel.
Did you anticipate the reaction today? Have you been following it? What do you make of this?
We're terribly sorry.
It's a warning, because in a world full of fragile egos and self-interested power plays, the only thing that's truly untouchable is South Park's ability to expose the absurdity of it all. And in the end, makers only said very calmly,